There is a hidden gem in scouting. It is amazing. This beautiful jewel is used by some of the best leaders in your district, in your council. It's amazing. And leaders that don't have no idea. Let's discover it together. Hey, ScouterStan, let's talk about this secret. There is no secrets in scouting. We all know that. This is something that incredible leaders come through and enjoy and do on a regular basis. And this is the key. And I know that some of you are going to go, oh, well, let's think about this. Roundtable. Yes, it's a secret. Oh, no, it's not. It's in every district. Your district has a round table. You need to attend it. That is so important. And I know there's leaders out there go, oh, I don't know anything about it. I've never been, or I went once and it was boring. I didn't know what was going on. And, oh, please. If you go and don't know what's going on, there's a problem because you didn't ask. You need to get involved. You need to go up. There's 3 critical people there. The absolute most critical people in your thing. And that's what we're going to talk about. First off, you have to know about where the round table is. Typically, throughout the nation, it's the 3rd Thursday. That is the date that's been kind of universally adopted. Now, there are exceptions to every rule, so it varies, okay? Thursdays tend to be a organization night for leaders in your district, and that's usually through the calendar. First Thursday is one thing, second and third. Third Thursday is roundtable, and roundtable is awesome. Now that you know when they're going to have it, who can attend? This is huge. Everyone. Yeah, everyone. Now, it is an adult meeting, so the youth are going to go off and play an area. There are usually some leaders that volunteer to take care of that. So they're going to go off and do their thing. The OA is there, the ships, the crew, the explorers, the troops, all the packs, all the leadership will go off and do different things. It is amazing, but everyone and parents should attend Roundtable. There's something for everyone in Roundtable. This needs to be understood. Roundtable is also a part of your unit's leadership development. It's part of their training. If they are going to go into, say, an award, okay, this is something they will need to attend. They need to be in attendance at these things so that they get accounted for as far as their training. There are modules that are covered by different commissioners that will actually handle all of that. Now, we do have a video on that. So check that one out. It's about, is Roundtable part of your training? And it is. That's a critical thing to understand. Attending the Roundtable accounts for other things, but it will make you a better unit leader, a better parent knowing what's going on. So critical that everyone go to Roundtable. Now, you might ask yourself, why is this the best kept secret? I'll tell you what, those who attend Roundtable have successful scouting units. They are succeeding in the mission, driving home the scouting values, creating the best leaders. Those that don't attend Roundtable, typically they're free range. They're off doing whatever. They don't know what's going on. They don't know when the camporee is. They don't know about the structure of council and district and all that stuff. They're kind of just a snowball on their own. And the sun comes out and melts it. Okay? That's why it's a big secret to them. So if you know another troop, another pack that's not attending Roundtable, I'll offer to do the carpool. Okay? Everybody should go to Roundtable. Roundtable should be the number one attended activity in your district. So critical to the success of every pack, every troop, every single crew. All of it is so important. Now, there are tons of benefits for attending Roundtable. The 3 key people that you need at Roundtable are your key 3. So if you have a troop, that would be your scoutmaster, your committee chair, and of course your COR. Those are the key 3. Now the district and the council and all of that, the district will have their key 3 or 4. They have some that are so big. So it varies. Those are critical people that really run your unit, run your district, run the council. They're at Roundtable. That information is absolutely most critical for any of the scout leaders. If you have an issue, a real issue, say it's finances or something, it would be very nice to contact somebody and to have those relationships that you have on a monthly basis at Roundtable, that you can call them up and say, hey, I need advice about XYZ is happening. That's something that they do. Your commissioner is there. All these people are so important. The next big group that's important are the scout leaders. The scout leaders from every troop are represented. We want that to happen because a lot of times they will go into their session and they'll be talking about summer camp, all the issues that might be coming up with, whether it's people that have all different issues or homesickness or something like that. And then those scout leaders kind of say, well, this worked for us, but that didn't work quite right, but so we adopted this. This is something, this round table, this confab of leaders is so critical. Same thing's true with Cub Scouts. They go into their own session and they might say, hey, the den leaders aren't really working out issues. What do we do? This is something that they talk about. And they come up with solutions. It is so critical to the success of every pack. And what's neat about packs, troops, crews, ships, they can meet together and they can talk about issues and say, hey, we don't have a big troop and your troop spends a lot of money on transport to summer camp out of state. If we choose the same week, can we share the bus? That's a huge saving. That's something you could do at Roundtable. That connection is there. You'll have to go through a little more conversations, but still, that is the wonderful thing. You can work these things up and go to these different events and things and get the contacts that will help your unit know what's going on. There are so many subjects that are covered at Roundtable. We could go on for hours about all the different things that are going on. It's critical as a unit leader to take advantage of this training. There are some councils that don't really promote this, and there may be problems with your district having a Roundtable. It takes a tremendous amount of management to really get in there and work that. And they may not have that available. It really depends on the area. So there are areas that their Roundtable's not available every month. But there are districts nearby that do. And it's okay. You can go to another district's Roundtable. You're in scouting. You have a National Scout membership. You could go to any of those things, just show up and make sure that you take advantage of it. Get all the flyers, make sure you get all the cards from all the key people that you may need to contact for an issue or a question. These are things that need to happen. It's so important, because without it, you're free range. And when free range units are running around, they're not following the policy and they're just snowballing off in every direction. Then the sun comes out and they melt away. They disappear. We've all known of units that start up really gung-ho and then just become independent, and you don't know where they are, what they're doing. They don't even know where they are, what they're doing. So it's so important that we get them to Roundtable. So important. Hey, before we go any further, I want to make sure that you know that you're invited to the campfire chat. This is a live meeting right here on this channel that we do every first Sunday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a great way to ask questions and not just me, but a lot of the guests that we have on the fireside chat. Definitely check that out. Also, I want to thank all of the Patreon for all of their support of this channel. In addition to that, we have our own membership right here on the channel. This is a fantastic way to get involved on this channel. Definitely hit the join button. It'll give you a bunch of information that'll tell you a little bit more about that process. So definitely get involved. We're going to just jump right on back. There are many success stories from Roundtable. You'll hear them at Roundtable, and you'll get to meet people who are struggling with all the things going on in scouting. They went to Roundtable, and they just learned. A light went on. It is amazing. Go to Roundtable. You'll find somebody there that turned it around, made a difference within their scouting, and therefore helped out in their unit and made it better and more successful and more connected. Roundtable. I'll keep saying it. You need to go to Roundtable. And in that, let's talk about the district Roundtable. Who are the people that are involved? Boom. I got a video on just about everything. So definitely check out that video. It talks about the district Roundtable and all the different people that are there. You gotta go. Okay? So that you need to do. Now, if you have no idea where your Roundtable is and when, call the council office, the service center. The service center there will say, oh, you're in this district. They do theirs on the third Thursday at 7 at XYZ location. Boom. That's the beginning. You've started that process. You need to go. You need to make arrangements to go every month. This is critical training, critical contacts. It's a Roundtable. You get to air your problems, and if you have an issue, there's paid professional scouter staff that's at them. It's important, okay? You need to go. Now, encouraging participation. Once you find out, you need to say, hey, at the next leaders meeting of the unit, what are we doing for Roundtable? And they're going to look at you and go, what is that? Everybody, all your parents, all your leaders need to go to Roundtable. Okay, if you're in a Cub Scout pack, that's all your den leaders. It's all of your Weeblo leader, the Cub Master, the assistant Cub Master, committee chair, and all the committee people, the treasurer. They all need to be there, along with parents. Okay, it's like a parents' night out. Okay, they need to go to Roundtable. Parents have questions they don't ask the den leader. So they go to Roundtable, they think, oh, well, now I can ask the den leader because they can get the information. So it's critical that you get everybody in your unit to Roundtable. Now, granted, there are situations where mom and dad are both in scouting and the kids are not of Roundtable age where they could get into the OA or something. So they have to go and they get entertained usually by the older scouts. And there might even be scout leaders. Not a daycare, but a place where they can kind of sit and do homework if they need to. Or this is something that is so important. They will facilitate taking care of the youth so that the adults can do the important meeting. Okay, these are very important meetings that they need to be involved in. So there can't be any excuses, okay? Make it a day out for everybody. They all go to Roundtable. Now, Roundtable's not just training. There's special events. They have these wonderful banquets. They have these back to the basics. They have the meet and greets for the troops to the packs. There's a lot going on at your local Roundtable. Check into it year round. Now, I know the Cub Scouts kind of takes the summer off sometimes. They follow the school year, but that's not true for all the rest of Scouting. So they have Roundtable every month. So they need to attend. That's important. You need to get up to the latest information about recruiting. You need the latest information about advancement. You need the latest and greatest information about uniform and all the different things. You can't do it on your own. You need Roundtable. I'm so grateful for all you do. This is one of those things I'm going to ask you. Go to Roundtable. That's my ask, okay? You need to do this. It's an important thing, and I know that you want to do a lot for your scouts. You can't do it alone. Please don't try to do this alone. Go to Roundtable, get your contacts, get all of that information that you need. Don't feel like you're alone. You're not. But don't try to do it alone. That's the thing. You need to work with your resources. One of the big resources is Roundtable. So definitely do that. And I appreciate all that you do for scouting and for the channel. So definitely keep up the good, hard work. And if you want more information about just training for scout leaders, check out the playlist. Till next time, I'll see you on the trail.